yeah, we moved home, and I didn't have a job, I didn't have a plan, and sometimes that is okay. And like, that is what I want to stress to everyone, is that, you know, not having a plan, not being financially
stable
or secure, it's like, that is okay. You need to focus on yourself, what makes you happy, what gets you out of bed in the morning, what's going to positively affect your mood and your health, and like, that's it.
And that was your plan. Your plan wasn't your career at that moment. Your plan was making your life better.
And that exactly. So that was my plan. I had no career move. I just moved home. My parents were like, "What are you gonna do now?" And I'm like, "I'm moving into your basement.
I'm gonna be healthy."
Yeah, move into your basement. So, I focused on my health for like almost a year. Luckily, I was misdiagnosed. And I didn't have Hodgkin's, but I still went through a very, very, very traumatic surgery, which also shaped me. I had a tumor that was wrapped around my nerves in my neck, and it controlled this whole side of my arm. So when I went into the operating room, they thought it was going to be an easy lymph node to remove, and it ended up being a nerve tumor deep, deep down, pressing on my jugular vein. And they had to cut major nerves to get the tumor out, and it was like, they thought I was gonna be paralyzed in this arm for the rest of my life. So I came out of surgery not knowing any of this, and the doctor told my family, and my brother and my dad came into the room, and they were like, the second I woke up, my brother was like, "Bryce, can you move your arm? Can you move your fingers?" My brother was like terrified, because he knew I would like freak out if I woke up and I couldn't move my arm. If I was paralyzed in this arm for the rest of my life, like, he knew I would be a wreck. So,
thank God.
But yeah, so then you just realize, you know, you go through all of these moments. Like, I had such a terrible, traumatic year in New York, and I was back in my parents' house, post-college, no money, so like racked up a credit card from New York trying to survive, and I found myself in this health scare, and I was like, okay, Bryce, we need to reassess our whole situation right now, because this is not working. The biggest thing that I learned and that helped me get through this entire time was learning to say no.
Yeah.
You know?
So important.
Like, I thought I had to just go with the flow and do things by the book, and finally realizing that I was like, you know what? No. Like, I don't want to work for her. Like, I don't want to live in the city. I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. And that was a huge part of learning who I wanted to be in the future, and who I knew that I could be, and confirming who I knew I was.
So it just goes to show that there are there's like a path that's made for what you want to achieve, and you can follow that path, or you can kind of like grab your hacksaw, like hack your way through and try to make it work where you want to be and in the way you want it to work, and you can, and you're a testament to that. So for anyone who might not know, like, what exactly are you doing now, and what is your title and what's your role?
Yeah. So finally, after a year pretty much of focusing on my health and getting myself back in, you know, Bryce is back. Bryce is back. Like, I was myself again. I was healthy. I made a couple, you know, for you guys would love this, but I made a couple nutrition changes, and I was redefining the life that I wanted to live, and so I ended up meeting, and this is like, so honestly, it's fate. I don't even know really how it came about, but I ended up meeting Mark Mesrobian, who is the EVP of Complete Sourcing Solutions, and Complete Sourcing Solutions is pretty prominent, I would say, in the fashion tech space, and people don't really know about it. It's in our backyard. They are the tech accessory licensee for Ted Baker London. Ted Baker London is a $1.5 billion brand out of the UK. They are the fastest growing brand at Nordstrom, and his company has also worked with Barber and Juicy Couture and Kenzo and Jean Paul Gaultier and a lot of really high-end brands that immediately they were like, shining stars to me when I met with him. I'm like, Jean-Paul Gaultier, yes, I'm into this. Like, I can't believe I get to do, like, work with brands I love and be around things I love in Rhode Island in my backyard. It was like so, honestly, it just felt like fate. And after working as his marketing director for 6 months maybe, I realized that there was so much more that could be done with that company. He and I just decided that we needed an in-house brand, and that is where Fifth and Ninth came from. So because Complete Sourcing Solutions is a tech-focused company, it only made sense for us to put our best foot forward and start the brand with tech products. So we leveraged his relationships overseas, and we started bringing in, I designed 10 very on-trend basic designs to begin with, just to get the brand out there.
So it resonated.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, who's our target demo? It was really just figuring out where we wanted to be in such a saturated market and who our customer was. Thankfully, Janelle helped us identify that she's Brittany. She is a girl who seeks trends for an affordable price. Someone who enjoys all of their assets to reflect their mood or fit with their style, and someone who also wants quality product, but doesn't want to pay for a $450 Gucci case. So that is the foundation of our brand. We have continued to come out with collections that I call like in-house collections. They're just our fall, winter, summer collections that we roll out seasonally. But in order to get the brand name out there, it was a lot harder than to just push it through social media, right? Like, it's so hard to start a brand on social media, especially since it's so saturated right now. Since being a blogger, I kind of knew already who the OG bloggers were in this space, you know? So I was like, okay, well, these are the bloggers that I want to target, and these are the people we're going to gift, and these are the people we're going to work with. And I used my connections from New York City and reached out to a lot of the stylists that I had met who worked with celebrities, and took a lot of the PR skills that I had from BPCM, and I was just putting all of this stuff together, and we landed on an influencer marketing strategy where we work with influencers to create co-branded product so it reflects their brand as well as our brand. Co-brand it, they push it, we give them a percentage of the sales, and it's a inventory investment for us, more so than a marketing investment, because we're bringing in the product, we take the financial burden of that, but then they take the marketing investment on because they have the audience to push it. So it's a win-win. We are in retailers like we'll be in Nordstrom in 2019, but Dillard's, Lord & Taylor, Best Buy, and so that's enticing to an influencer who's trying to bridge that gap of social success and traditional retail success. We are working with people who have a very authentic, engaged, interested cult following, and it's successful. And it's given us opportunities that I never ever thought I would be able to have in Rhode Island. I never thought I would be able to do what I love while still being around the people I love. And I kind of got to create my own job, which is weird in a way, you know, because it's like everyone's dream to like go to work and do what they want to do, right? You don't want to sit at a desk in a cubicle and be told what to do all day. Push this product that you don't give a shit about. Like, people want to be able to do what they want to do while getting paid to do it, and that is what I do.
But I think that's a testament to your character. Like, for your whole life, you've worked hard, you've hustled, you've had this intuition, whether you always followed it at those moments or not, you always drew back on it at some point. And I think that speaks volumes to this brand that you've helped create here in Rhode Island. I mean, it's amazing.
Thank you. I hope that we, the Bold Babe crew,
Community,
can teach younger girls that it's important to not be judgmental. It's important to be who you are unapologetically, and we were just talking about this before this whole thing started. Like, be who you are, say what you feel, and be kind, encourage,
support one another.
Support.
You're gonna hold yourself back so much when you start holding someone else down in their dreams. It's just gonna reflect back on you, and everything you're working towards is just going to get pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. The second you lift someone else up, even if you don't think you fully agree or understand what they're doing, if you just say, wow, like, this is what they're going for and I want the best for them, it all turns around. Like, your whole life changes.
And I feel like so many of us are, like, jealous. Like, that's where a lot of this stems from. Like,
insecure.
We're jealous. Yeah, we're insecure, and we don't want to see anyone really do better than us, kind of, in a way. Like, I feel like that's kind of where a lot of females' heads are at. Like, they're like, I don't want her to have more followers than me. Like, why? Like, you get, like, in that mindset, and it's so important to realize that, like, they're on your team. Like,
it's like this whole idea of abundance.
If you're a Bold Babe, you're on our team.
Yeah,
Bold
if you're a Bold
Babes.
Babe, which you all are.
Yeah. It's a good lesson for young girls.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely. Well, that's exactly, I think that was our mission with Bold Babes. It's like we saw this kind of hole in, like, the female community. I think a lot of women right now are starting to put their feelers out with, like, going for their dreams and, like, trying to develop their own business. Or with that being said, I think there's, like, this fear. So the comfort, okay, I could be a teacher, I could stay working for this corporation, this is comfortable, no one can see or judge, like, who I am and what I want to do. And the second you put yourself out there and you're going for something unique to you, there opens up this whole door for judgment, and that can be really scary. So we want to close that door and all come together and stand in the same room with the door shut behind us, and, like, just see all the amazing things that can happen when we do that.
At the end of the day, we're all afraid of the same thing, and it's failure. And no matter what you're striving to do, you don't want to fail at it, right? It's just in our blood. We're all the same. We're all bred the same. And if we come together, there's less chances of failing.
Yeah. No, it's so
and it's
true.
the truth.
So, as far as I want to know where you see yourself in the next 3 years, professionally and personally, because you do have a wedding coming up soon, so that leads to many exciting questions.
Our favorite questions.
Yeah.
The family.
I know. So I would really love to have children as soon as possible. The bounce back needs to be strong. So, like, the sooner we can get this cracking, the better. But, like, I also don't want to, like, I'm on such a strong career path right now. Like, 5th and 9th is, like, fine. We've worked so hard, so unbelievably hard to get it to where it is right now, that I don't want to, like, take away from the movement. But I also do want to have kids. I mean, Brett is so ready. He's 32, so he's, like, been ready. I also do think, though, that we're living in a time where you can be a mom and you can be a businesswoman at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's encouraging, and that brings a bit of relief. So I do want to be a mom in the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully, God willing, as Brett's dad says, because you never know. And career-wise, I am hoping that I can get 5th and 9th to the next level, where we are a household brand. Like, we are your go-to shop for your phone cases, for your lifestyle needs. Like, we want to be the brand that you're like, oh, I need a new case, let me go to 5th and 9th. Oh, I need a new sunglass, let me go to 5th and 9th. Oh, I need a new bag, let me go to 5th and 9th. Like, we're trying to get to that point. I guess, like, the Revolve of the world, but, like, more for accessories and not ready to wear.
Love it.
It's awesome.
So
Yeah.
good.
Well, Bryce, thank you so much for joining us and joining our Bold Babe community.
The movement.
Yeah, you definitely embody all that is Bold Babe. And we are so excited for the panel event. We'll start to get a little more specific into career and habits, and it'll be just exciting to get questions from everybody out there that wants to know a little bit more about you and
It'll be so fun.
5th and 9th. It's going to be so much fun.
So much fun.
Thank you so much, B. We're so grateful that you were with us today and shared your story. That was incredible.
Honored. You guys, so honored. It's so important to share your story. It really is, because you connect so many other levels.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people have the same things going on, and you just don't know until you start talking. So conversation is important.
Thank you.
Yay!